Hello, young explorers. How are you today? Charge or discharge? Remember these words? We often use in our day-to-day life that my battery is low, my mobile is discharged. So, battery. Our today's topic is battery. Imagine your life without battery. What will happen? You cannot carry your mobile phones because or you have to always plug in them for charging point, or you have to shift all your communication on landline phones. You cannot use laptops. You have to use desktop only. So mobility will not happen. Just look around and see where we are using batteries. You cannot switch on your car, or you cannot start your car or bike with just button. You have to give kick to your bike, or if it is a car, you have to push the car to make it start. Everything around us is running on battery. Batteries have become essential part of our today's life. Batteries have made our life more convenient and ease. As you know, battery was invented by Alessandro Volta in 1800, and now today we are using different forms of battery. It is not just a battery is of all batteries are of similar type. Batteries are of different size, different types, of course different prices also. But what's inside a battery? If you have to separate them in two main categories, we can say dry cell and wet cell. So the word itself suggests, if you have a dry battery, you will have some paste, dry paste inside it. And wet battery means you have some liquid inside the battery. But there are three things which are essential part of any battery, because all batteries produce current or electricity by chemical reaction. So chemical reaction happens inside a battery and electron flows, which we call as electricity. Every battery has polarity, positive and negative. So these are the two essential components of any battery or cell. See, I will tell you the difference between battery and cell. When we open a battery, I will tell you difference. Why? What is the difference between cell and battery? So positive and negative electrodes and a medium which is called as electrolyte medium or chemical. These three things are essential to make any battery: cathode, anode and electrolyte. Cathode means positive material, which we can use graphite or carbon rod, and anode means negative terminal. Mostly zinc is used as a cathode. So anode, cathode and electrolyte medium is required to make any battery. But remember, chemical reaction, so chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, and basically it's a exothermic reaction which is producing electricity. So we are converting one form of energy into another form of energy. And there are two types of batteries: rechargeable batteries and non-rechargeable batteries. So in rechargeable batteries, reverse chemical reaction happens, like your laptop battery or mobile battery. So you charge it, battery gets discharged when you use it. So again you have to charge it. again discharge. So this charging discharge cycle has also one limit. So certain batteries you can charge discharge 10,000 times. So that is the life. So that is why I said when you charge your cell phone, a good habit is that you charge it fully. Otherwise what we do? We charge it for some time, we take it out, use the mobile phone and again we charge it. So that reduces the battery life. And non-rechargeable batteries, like we use such 9-volt batteries or such D-type cell, AA batteries, AAA batteries which are used in our watches or remote. So these batteries are basically we use and throw batteries, non-rechargeable batteries. So there is a huge world of batteries. Even if you start searching and collecting all different types of batteries, you will learn many more new things. But the main purpose of battery is to get current. So again here voltage and current, these two things are important. So when you look battery, mostly we see its voltage first. So such small batteries, you take any battery like this battery or even the small battery. Though you see these sizes are different, but all three batteries are of 1.5 volt. So what is the difference? Does the size makes difference in voltage? Definitely not. Voltage is same, potential difference is same. Then why we have different sizes of batteries? Of course, it depends on the requirement, where we are using the battery and what size we have, how much current we require to run that specific device. So if you are using old radios, you need such D-type cell batteries where electronic parts are less, so consumption requirement is more. But if you are using your smartwatch, that battery lasts for 3 to 5 years. It's a small battery, even if it is a 1.5 volt, but it lasts for 3 to 5 years. Whereas radio cell batteries, you have to change 3 to 6 months. 6 months, I am saying very large duration. You have to change it in 2 to 3 months. Again, depend on the use. Rather, your watches are running 24/7 by 365 days, where radio you are not using 24/7, but still its battery goes down very fast. And again, you have two options, like you must have seen an advertisement of Duracell. So all you know that Duracell is costly, whereas some other companies like Eveready or Nippon, these batteries are coming at lower cost. So then what is the difference between these two batteries? The voltage is same, 1.5 volt. But Duracell lasts longer. Why? Because it has more current. The current drawing capacity or the current in the battery is most important. So we will see what's inside a battery. Here we will open two different types of batteries and we will see what's inside a battery. So let's begin. You can also collect such different types of batteries. Mostly take batteries which are used, which are not of any use. So let us start and have a look inside a battery. So what's inside a battery? Here I am using new battery because we have to take some readings on multimeter as well of voltage. So I am using new battery, but I am suggesting you to open a battery which is of no use. So the tools you will need, something, a small hammer or plier or cutter. So if you see this battery, this is a D-type cell. Even you can open a small battery which we use in remote or wall clocks. This will also do. The function is same, design is same, but I am using this big battery so that we will see things in detail. So first of all, you will see a line here. You have to hammer on the line and then using a plier open it carefully. So remember, do this with your parent. So this metal cover comes out. Let us see what's there inside. Handle it very carefully. Here you will see now this is the coating. Many times this is of metal or sometime it may be of some paper. So here you will see a small plastic coating on this. So okay, this comes out. So this is our positive terminal and this is our negative terminal. So let us open this positive terminal. Before that, we will take out this thin plastic sheet, and what's inside is a can of zinc. So see this. Now when you are taking it off, this is a plastic thing. I will keep it aside. Here you will find this is your negative terminal, which is from the bottom side, which is connected with this zinc cylinder, and this is one more packing ring. So I will just keep them aside. Now we will take it out, this thing. So slowly pull it up. Now what's happening here I can see is, so this is the plastic cap on the positive terminal. Here see, I am pulling it, firstly I am holding it and pulling everything. Now what comes out? This is a carbon rod, positive terminal of a battery. So if you take it out completely, it will look like this. So this is inserted in a paste. This paste is an electrolyte medium. So I am holding two poles. This is positive carbon rod in my right hand and this negative zinc in my left hand. And what in between them is this, a paste of manganese dioxide and ammonium chloride. So manganese dioxide is mixed with carbon, which is close to this rod, and paste of ammonium chloride is near zinc. So let us take out things slowly. So I am just pulling it. So first of all, we will check the voltage. So I am just inserting this here and we will test the voltage first. So let us see here. So positive, now you can see the reading here. I am placing this on the positive side and this is negative. So here you can see the voltage. I can touch anywhere. See, I can touch anywhere. So from the bottom also. So on all parts, I am positive is this. connected with carbon rod, and this zinc container is negative terminal. I can touch anywhere, still you can see the potential difference. It is showing 1.6 volt, though this battery is of 1.45 volt, but now this is new battery showing 1.6 volt. Let us remove this. So if it is something half placed, we will check the voltage. Let us see, we have tried different things, still voltage is same. Now you can still separate this, so just push it and you can pull this steel cap which is holding the carbon rod. So this is your carbon rod, I am just placing it here, and we have a paper here, so you can remove this paper to see the pest. So this is the pest of manganese dioxide and carbon and NH4Cl ammonium chloride. So now you will also find a small paper layer close to the inner side of this container, that is a semi permeable layer from electrons can pass through. So I am not removing this pest here, but you can remove this pest. So let us, so these are all parts of a dry cell. Why dry cell? Because we have dry pest inside this container, though it is not dry because of wet chemicals, but still it is called as a dry cell. Now again we will insert this carbon rod here. Now here I have opened this zinc container, and here you will see that paper which is inside this zinc container. Now let us take a bulb holder and connect it with the battery. Will it work? As it is opened, will it work? So I am just connecting this to positive carbon rod and touching this to the zinc. See, this cell is working. So batteries are most essential part of our life, and this is giving 1.5 volt. So if you have to count the voltage, you have to test it across the terminals. So across the terminals means this is a bulb connected with a battery. So to test the voltage, you have to always measure the voltage across the terminals. So I am touching it across the terminals, and let us see, we have 1.31 voltage across the terminals. So if you test the voltage across the battery, it is same 1.3 volt when it is connected with a battery. So when we use 9 volt battery or 12 volt battery, what is the difference? Basically, this is one single cell. Being this is a one single cell, we call it as a battery. But when we take 9 volt battery, this is not a single cell. It is giving us 9 volt output. This cell or this battery is giving out 1.5 volt output. So cell means in one compartment you have anode, cathode and electrolyte medium. That is called as one cell. So battery can be made up of one cell or multiple cells. Remember this thing, when you are using 9 volt or 12 volt battery, it means you are using multiple cells in one battery. So when we connect multiple cells in series, the resultant voltage is addition of all potential differences of all cells. We have learned this already. So resultant voltage V, if you connect batteries in series, so resultant voltage V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 dot dot dot. So we will see that. So let us open a 9 volt battery as well. So let us open 9 volt battery. So first of all, we will check its voltage. You will find positive and negative here. So using this multimeter, so this is showing 7.8 volt. Okay, that's fine. Now we will open this battery using plier. Now let us open 9 volt battery. So here you will find a line. So just hammer there a little bit, and then using a plier, I again repeat, you have to do this activity with your parent. If you find difficult, take help from your parents. So in this metal casing, this battery or cells are placed rather. So once you open this, it's not that much difficult. Look at this. Here I will just press it here. So this is coming out, a small part of plastic. Then I will just put it one by one. So this is your metal casing. Then this is important part. If you see, this is your positive and negative terminal. At the bottom, if you see, only this is exposed, and from this paper a metal strip is there, so which is connecting this terminal. So this is metal strip from inside, which is connecting from the bottom side here with this plate. So here it is making contact with the negative terminal, and here you have a positive terminal. Now on this point, this metal is not making any contact, so only this is exposed, which is touching this positive side. But remember, this is not a single cell. These are multiple cells. How? Let us open this. So I am just opening it. See here. Here you have this metal connector. Here again at the bottom we have this metal connector. And these are the cells. So I will just remove these things, separate these. So these, how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1.5 into 6 is equal to 9 volt. So these are individual cells, and inside it we have again a paste of electrolyte. So one side is positive, another side is negative. So let's test voltage of one cell. So all these 6 cells makes one battery. Remember, when you connect cells in series, voltage is increased. We will see it here. So these are the 6 cells. Let us measure voltage of one cell. So I am just attaching on this side positive and from bottom side negative. See, voltage of one cell is 1.55 volt, 1.54. So let us connect another cell. So if I place these two cells together and will see the voltage. So I am just placing it on negative and touching it from the bottom upper side. So together they are giving 3.15 volt. So just I am placing one more on the top. So what I am doing here, I am adding these cells in series. So together they make 4.5. So likewise, if I place one more on the top, so this makes 9 volt. So from this side, if you see, I have placed these in series. They are connected in series. So this is how batteries, cells are connected in series in battery to give you large amount of voltage. So enjoy opening batteries and try to learn many more things in batteries. There are different types of batteries. We will see different types of batteries and their use.